Hey guys, morning. How's it going? Today is Thursday, November 18th. It's 6:19 right now. We got about 21 minutes till market, or sorry, 11 minutes till market open. I'm gonna go set this room up real quick and then we can get started. So let's see, I got this all set up here. Looks like we're good with that. Looks like all right, solid. All right, cool. So everything here looks pretty much good to go for the most part. Let me go and set this link out, send this link out to everyone here in the premium. All right, that's good. All right, cool. People are starting to make their way into the room right now. So let me let me give a few minutes for people to make their way in. Once everyone's in the room, we can start analyzing US 30 and the market in general for market open. So it's 6:20 right now, guys. We got about 10 minutes till market open. So we do have some time. There's no crazy rush, but we're going to try to get everything situated as soon as possible. All right, cool. People are making their way right now. See what's going on in the market. So I personally missed a lot of moves here during London session. I did see that a lot of you guys did take some trades already. So I just looked at the profits this morning. Lisa finally got her laptop back. She's back in Australia, I believe. But yeah, looking at everyone's profits this morning, I mean, you guys did pretty good. Lisa started with like 400 profit this morning, and then she went up to 900 in profit. And then Brian here as well locked in 737 this morning as well. Basically, they were trading during London session. There was a ton of entries here. So if you guys can see here, a lot of high-low entries, like for example, right there, or wrong tool. Let me So from right there, you can see price broke and closed below there. We had a sell signal. That was a low. This would have been a really nice drop down to the drop right there. And there's another one here as well. So that wasn't the only one. There was like one right here too. And one over here. Where's the other one right there? So again, right there, low is established, price broken, closed below, sell signal. And if you took that one too, that would have also been a nice CP right there. So there's a lot of trades here that people could have taken, whether it be the high low, whether it be the 1 minute pivot scalp, whether it be the variation. There's a ton of entries here that anyone could have taken. And it's been pretty smooth so far. So great work to everyone who traded during London. I mean, it would have been really nice to trade here during London because there were so many entries that came up. There's a pivot scalp here, high low right there, pivot scalp there, another high low right there. There's so many entries that were available during London session. I generally don't trade during London, but I mean, if I was awake last night, I would have traded this and we would have, I could have made a ton of profit off this right here. So, great work to everyone who did trade during that time. I know we have like half people here who were located in Europe and some people who are located in Australia who trade during London. I'm located in the US, so I'm usually asleep during that time, but definitely, great work to whoever caught those trades there. So let me check the chat real quick. All right, let's see who's here. Morning, Kenny, morning, Fahad, morning, David, morning, Peter, morning, Maria, morning, Lisa, morning, everybody. So hopefully you guys had a great week so far. Today is Thursday, November 18th. We have about 2 days left in the market until we reach the weekend. So let's try to wrap up this weekend and finish strong. I haven't really taken too many trades this week. I mean, if you guys look at my profits for this week, I haven't had like a crazy amount of profits, but I mean, it's pretty solid so far. Like what I've been doing every day. Like I think, what was this on the 17th yesterday? I think my total was close to 10K. If you add this all up across both my accounts, that's just the morning session. I took trades at night too. So I actually have more, over here prior to that. I'm trying to spread them out so it's not all combined, because the thing is with my time difference here. It kind of combines Asia session trades with the morning trades. What I've been doing is I've been posting my Asia session trades, and then I'll split them up and just take a screenshot of the morning trades so that you guys can see the difference there. Because I know the times are a little confusing. But no, it's been a great week for me so far. No losses. I've taken only a few trades per day, but they've all been winners. So yeah, I mean, for me, you guys have seen that lately. I've been using a bigger lot size. Normally I use a 10. Recently I've been using a 15. The reason for that is because I've been taking less trades. So if the market gives less trades, then all I do is I increase my lot size and I look for higher quality trades rather than taking double that with a smaller lot size. So you just have to adjust to the market. If the market's slow, then you just look for better trades, and then you increase your lot size, and vice versa. The market's fast, you lower your lot size and you take more moderate trades. So other than that, guys, 625 market is opening up shortly. So let me go ahead and check out the charts real quick. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, Matt. Morning, Raded. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Paul. Oh, Paul said your boy is battling something right now. Cold, flu, or COVID. Oh man, hopefully it's nothing too bad, Paul. I know it is it's starting to get cold, and I think you're in Canada, right? So I'm sure it's getting really cold out there. See, it's really hard to tell what you have, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. You'll recover sometime soon. So you should probably get some rest, Paul. If you don't see anything in the market, I recommend you just take a rest. Just sit at the market. You don't need to trade all day, especially if you're sick. You don't want to be trading and not be functioning at your full capacity. Morning, Brian. Morning, Jennifer. B said, damn, spread is 260 on MFF. Yeah, that's a pretty wide spread. Morning, Dalmas. Morning, Jay. Oh, you're in North Carolina. My bad, Paul. This whole time I thought you're in Canada, bro. I think I get you mixed up with another person in the group. But I think it is getting cold out there too, as well. It's like mid-November. So from what I heard, I've never been in North Carolina, but I heard it does get a little cold out there. Hey, Rick. Rick said, gotta get another 6K day. No, definitely. Morning, Lorraine. Paul said, I got medicine in the system. Feel a little better than yesterday. No, that's good, Paul. Yeah, I kind of noticed you were kind of quiet yesterday. You're like more talkative, but I can see why you're a bit sick. So yeah, no, definitely feel better soon. Definitely, Rick. Jay said you will. Rick, go, bro. No, Rick, you can definitely get it, especially with your risky style of trading. All right, guys, so market is opening in about 4 minutes. So let's check out the charts real quick. Looking at retail sentiment is currently 57% short. So we would consider this somewhat neutral. It's not very one-sided, whether it's short or long. I know there's more people on the short side. However, it's only 7%, so it's not really very much at all. Looking over at the fundamentals currently, we're up 31 points, which is not very much either. We would just consider this around the neutral side. So fundamentals are neutral, retail sentiment's neutral. Let's check the news real quick. I think we have Fed members speaking today as well, like yesterday. So at 6:30, we have Fed member Williams speaking. So it's going to be a little risky to trade today, but we're going to try to catch whatever we can. At 5 o'clock, we had Fed member Bostic. We had Fed members speaking, an hour ago. Then we had the Philly Fed manufacturing index. It was positive. We had unemployment claims. It was negative. 7:30, we have Fed member Williams speaking. 7 o'clock, we have 6:30, we have Fed member Williams. 7 o'clock, we have CV leading index, natural gas storage at 7:30. At 11, again, we have Fed member Evans speaking. Right after that, an hour later, we have Fed member Daly speaking. And then we're going to wrap up the week tomorrow with Fed members speaking all morning. So basically, this is like Fed week. Basically the Feds are speaking all throughout the week. Tomorrow's more higher impact, although today's somewhat medium impact as well. So if you guys do trade today and tomorrow, just remember that there's news going on. So you guys need to be a little careful. You probably don't want to hold on to trades too long. Once your trade does go into profit, you would probably want to move your stop loss in profit to prevent any whipsaws and pullbacks. Because if you guys saw my trades yesterday, this was crazy. It was like right at my TP. I was at like 1,500 profit. It wasn't just there yet because I needed like maybe $40 because you can see my profits here usually around 1,545. And what happened was price got to my TP and then it spiked up. Thankfully, I put my stop loss in profit and it only locked me out it closed me out at 435, but it was supposed to be around break even. Market was just too volatile. So what I do recommend is if you do take trades today or tomorrow, always protect your position and or use a smaller lot size if you're not familiar with with the position, you don't feel comfortable with it. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, just keep it in the back of your head. So market is opening in about 1 minute. Let's check the 1 minute. It's currently bearish. Reason for that's because price is below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Looking at the 3 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. And looking at the 10 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. However, it's going sideways, right? It's kind of consolidating to the side right here on the 10 minute. Same with the 3 minute right here. So even though it is currently bearish, this doesn't mean it's going to stay bearish. So you guys want to keep that in mind when you guys are looking for trades today. We need to establish that bias before we take any specific trades. So anyways, right here on the 1 minute, you can see price is, it came down, then it came up, then it came back down, and now it's coming back right back up. So the market is opening in about 10 seconds. We'll see what happens here. Market is opening in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So you can see price is starting to drop a bit right there. Let's check out the fundamentals real quick and refresh this. Fundamentals are currently, looks like it's dropping pretty hard. Looking at my MC4 right now on my other screen. It's dropping pretty heavy. However, the fundamentals are still in the green right now. They're in the green 12 points, but you can see price is dropping pretty heavily right here. I'd probably wait to see what happens because price might just swing right back up on the following candle. So you guys just want to be a little careful. If this closes as a strong red candle, then this would confirm a sell for the breakout. However, a candle is huge. I wouldn't take it right away. I would probably wait a bit for it to pull back. Obviously, you can see it's right here at the New York low from yesterday. So this can easily just bounce right back up from here. But who knows? It can keep dropping as well. It's just a key price point to be looking at. So price right there pulled back up and then it closed right at the line. Price is still dropping right now, as you can see. Going back to the fundamentals right here, we'll refresh this. It's only down 27 points. So the bearish bias isn't very strong. Looking over here at the actual stock index, you guys can see that there's a lot of red stocks, right? The main thing that's really red right now is Cisco, which is down 4 points. However, Visa and Boeing are up 2 points. So they pretty much outweigh that one stock there. So as you guys can see, everything's kind of balanced at this moment. However, even though it's balanced, you can see prices starting to dump right here. I can see this dump probably happening due to people reacting to the unemployment news later, right? Because what happened was the unemployment news came out over here at 5:30. That's about an hour ago, and it was negative. However, the market just opened right now at 6:30. So when the market opened, people saw the news, and what did they do? They had pending sells waiting, right? So when they had pending sells waiting, as soon as the market opened, it came right back down. But what I do expect happening is you can see right here, price came down, tested the Asia low. They'll probably bounce off from here. It hasn't tested it yet. It got really close to it, so it might come back down and retest it right there. And then after that, it'll probably bounce right back up. So something to, to keep in mind. Hey, morning, Miles. All right, looks like we're going to see what happens here. Price is currently between the New York low and the Asia low. So let's see, it's probably gonna swing right back up right now because you can see the fundamentals are still pretty green. So I wasn't really expecting it to hold down for that long, or it's kind of just bouncing back and forth. It's down 14 points right now. So it's not necessarily, it doesn't really have a strong bias. It's basically just going back and forth until it does choose its direction. So I'm gonna go over here real quick. I'm gonna mark up the times, what we normally do, 6:30 to 8. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 12. As far as it goes. There you go. All right, anyways, looking at this right here, you can see I'll mark up where opening price was. So opening price was right over there. So we'll see what happens when price comes around. You can see that price is kind of bouncing around this New York low. So what might happen is it might bounce off there, then it'll come right back up to the opening price. And when it gets to opening price, price will either break above and continue pushing higher, or it'll come right back down. those are like two things that can possibly happen. You know, you guys have to keep your scenarios open to identify where price is probably going to go. Looking over here, you can see that price is now making its way all the way back up, right? So I'll just delete this real quick. Yeah, so there was no breakout that was available here. I mean, technically this would be the breakout if it does close. But I wouldn't take it. It's just too risky because price hasn't really chosen its direction yet. And going back over here, you can see price is making its way all the way back up to where we anticipated. When price reaches this point over here, price will do one of two things. It'll either bounce off or it'll continue pushing up higher. My guess is it's probably going to push up higher. But we'll see here. All right, so price hasn't really chosen a direction yet. I mean, it's kind of just going back and forth. Let me just check this real quick. See if it's bullish. It's just going back and forth, right? So you can see it's going from green to red. It's going from like -22 to +22, now back to -6. It's kind of hard to determine where the bias is going to be because retail sentiment is neutral as well. It's 57%. It's not very strong. We usually want it to be like 65 long or 65 short. Looking at the futures data, it's still pretty bullish right here. However, the daily average is just right down the middle, that -1 point. So the fundamentals aren't really going to help us right now until they confirm its direction, right? Looking at current price is just going back and forth. It's bouncing up, then it's bouncing down, then it's bouncing right back up. You can see that's really respecting these previous session high lows, right? So like the Asia session low right there, the New York session low right here, the London low right here. Price will get close to them and it'll bounce right off. So these are like key areas to look at to see where price is going. So price is starting to drop again right here. Let me see if there's any update. Let's see what the rest of the indexes are looking like. So yeah, it looks like the indexes are all kind of slow. I mean, well, they're all like not very biased at all. So the Dow is currently down 47 points, S&P's up 6 points, Nasdaq's up 26 points, Russell 2K is down 2 points, and the VIX is up less than 1 point. So obviously you can see here that price isn't really moving very much. The numbers here are really small compared to how they normally are, right? Like above 100 or below 100. There's really no bias that's being set up here. It's kind of just going back and forth. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put up the strategy so that you guys know what we're looking for. And then I will discuss when, you know, something is coming up. So there's the 1 minute strategies. There are the 3 minute strategies. Markup 630 right here. Make sure my alerts are on. Yeah, alerts are on, we're good. Over here, we got the snipe strategy. Oops. Weird. Let me see if I get this up right here. Oh man, what happened to the snipe strategy? Oh yeah, I know, because I updated it. I gotta refresh this page. All right, so here we go. There we go. So there's a snipe strategy. We'll come back and look at that later. Or actually, no, there's no entry available right now. Let me just see if there's any zones around this area. Zone right there. I think that's all that's really important because we don't really have, I mean, price is so far from all these other zones. So I'll just draw those two zones right there. If we need any other ones, I'll come and draw them. But for right now, that's pretty much all we have. So there's the snipe strategy. Oh, that's a daily actually, sorry. Snipe is right there. I think I messed up on this. Stuff. Yeah. All right. We'll have to just redo that snipe strategy. So we'll I'll put that up later. But here's the daily over here. If you guys took the daily yesterday, hit full TP. If you guys remember, so I marked it up yesterday right here. Basically, you're looking for the first valid K2 signal after market open. Right here, we get a sell signal. Price dropped right here, and it went straight to TP. So another for the daily entry for whoever is taking it. I haven't been taking it lately because
out to you guys here in premium.
Where's that come from? It's weird. I'm going to turn myself up right now. That's from the YouTube. Anyways, yeah, here's the daily strategy right here. Obviously, the daily strategy has been hitting pretty often lately. I'll draw this right here again, and we'll catch the next for when it something wrong with my mic. Yeah, I gotta get a new USB cable, but it's okay. All right. Anyways, here's the daily strategy right here. I'll put the snipe strategy up a little later when we have some free time. Here's the 3 minute, and then here is the 1 minute. There's no entries that are available right now currently. This right here looks like this might be a high-low scalp. No, it invalidated right there off that candle. So unfortunately, no high-low scalp off that. We'll be looking for this right here. Got the low established right there, high established right there. And we're just going to be looking for any entries here. So nothing here off the 1 minute. Obviously, you can see that there's nothing here with regard to the pivot scalp. Even if this closes here as a buy signal, it wouldn't qualify as a pivot scalp entry because price would need to close above the pivots here. There's no high-low scalp. We need price to break and close past that, basically out of this range here. The range is getting tighter, as you can see. If this high here is established, then this range will get tighter and tighter. And then as that happens, that's perfectly fine because B1 just catches it, breaks out of the range anyways. But one thing that you guys want to keep in mind that there's a lot of rejection points right here, right? We have the New York low from yesterday. We have the Asia low from yesterday as well. So price is pretty much just ranging within this area, right? If it wasn't obvious enough. Ranging between this high and this low. However, the wicks are just slightly outside of the New York low and the Asia low. So price is just going sideways at this point on the 1 minute. Going back to the 3 minute over here, we have no entry that's available. Let's turn this off right here. It's kind of messy. For the daily, nothing there. For the pivot scalp, there's actually one here that was pre-market. You can see right here at 621. And I'll just show you right here real quick. This is the most recent one that was available here. So as you guys can see, if I replay this, this was the most recent high-low scalp right before market open for a sell right there. I know we have a buy right here, but I wouldn't have taken it because it went against the trend. But this was going in the direction of the trend. It was below the pivots. Trend meter was red, and this technically would have been a high-low scalp or a 3 minute pivot scalp for whoever was looking to apply that. Obviously, right there, full TP. So ever since then, there hasn't been any entries. Obviously, you can see there's no momentum signals there. Looking at the 1 minute, there's nothing here either. You can see price broke above here, so the high is now up here. It's no longer down there anymore. And yeah, I mean, pretty much that's about it for now. So we'll see what happens in a little bit. But currently, right now, there's just nothing for us to take. Market is kind of slow. I guess what I can do here is I can just redo the snipe requirement. So this is the K2 US 30 10-minute snipe strategy. So first you want to confirm a wick rejection off K2, off any K2 pivot. To confirm a wick rejection off K2 SAR zone. 3, confirm wick, confirm pivot, confirm wick rejecting off, wick rejecting, pivot does not touch candle body, and lastly confirm trading in the direction of momentum using K2 momentum indicator. I think this is it. If I'm missing anything, if you guys can remind me, please remind me. I don't think I'm missing anything. I accidentally deleted this strategy earlier, so I need to I'm putting another one here. And then it's a fixed TP stop loss of 500 pips. So I think this is it for this strategy here. I might be missing something. If I am, if you guys can let me know, that'd be great. But I think that's about it. So let me just rename this K2 10-minute strategy. And I think that's about it for this one right here. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. Let's go back to the daily. Nothing on the daily, nothing on the snipe, nothing on the 3-minute, and nothing on the 1 minute either. So we're just waiting, guys. We're waiting for moves to happen here. I believe once Fed member, let's see, who's the next Fed member speaking? Once the next Fed member, Evan speaks at 11. That's a lot later. We do have some news coming up at 7 o'clock. So hopefully this will cause some volatility in the market to push price up or down. And it'll help us with identifying any possible trades that can come up for us here. So other than that, let me just scroll up real quick. Lee says the stocks look more bearish now. Salesforce is negative 4%. Nice. Okay, I'll come back and look at that right now too. Let's take a look real quick. So let's check this out, refresh this. It's down 35 points, so it is definitely looking a lot more bearish. I'm going to refresh this right here too as well to see how the stock index is actually looking. Cisco is down 5 points. Salesforce is down 1.8 points. McDonald's is down 1.4 points. Disney is down 1.3. Abington is down 1 point. Home Depot is the only one that's really carrying it right now. Looks like someone else mentioned that too. Yeah, Lisa said Home Depot is killing it again. So Home Depot is up 6 points. You can see that this pretty much outweighs Cisco and Salesforce basically. Boeing's up 1.5, Nike's up 1 point, and Travelers is up nearly 1 point. So you can see right here, obviously the red stocks are a lot stronger, but we'll have to wait and see, you know, how that confirmation works. Because right now it's just, you know, if you look at the actual index as a whole, it's only down 14 points. So it's not really indicating, like those individual stocks are indicating a push in a direction, but currently right now, it's not necessarily, you know, it's not necessarily biased because we generally want it to be either negative 100 points or positive 100 points. And we want it to be stable below or above that point for us to take trades in that direction. Currently right now, though, there just really isn't much for us to decipher. So you can see this low right here was invalidated by the following candle. This is actually a variation entry. I'm not sure if you're in here, Maddie. Maddie probably took that trade there. Quick win. Yeah, Maddie said he caught it. So yeah, I know Maddie's looking for these variation entries. He caught that variation right there. Quick move to the upside. So definitely, you know, nice work. It's Longi too. So yeah, if you guys are not familiar with the variation, basically the variation here is when price comes down and retests the previous low here, K2, you know, swing low, and then it bounces back up. So like it's basically a double rejection. And then Maddie and Talanji caught this right here as it swung back up for a full TP. I might start taking those trades too myself. I'm not going to tell you guys when I'm taking those trades because it is a very risky strategy. You should only apply it if you really know what you're doing. So I'll probably be applying it myself, but I'm not going to be teaching it to anybody. Or I mean, if you guys understand it, it's a very self-explanatory strategy. So it's not very difficult at all. So if you guys do understand it, like Maddie or the other people here in the group, you guys can do it yourself. However, it's not something that I'm going to openly teach people because it is very risky. And if you can't get the basics down, you're not going to get this down very well. Like you might get lucky applying it every so often, but you know, you can easily get caught in greed. Because for example, like if you've seen Maddie or you've seen everyone's results, right? Everyone's been killing it. Like, and they've been applying this variation, even though it's not an official strategy and I haven't really taught it in detail. People have seen exactly what I've been doing here. It's basic price action, but you're using the K2 indicators. And the thing with this strategy is that it works very, very well, especially during market conditions like this where price is ranging. If price is ranging, it's perfect because price keeps bouncing back and forth. And that's where both of these strategies shine, right? The high-low scalp strategies when price is actually trending. The variation to the high-low scalp is when price is ranging. So either way, whether price is ranging or whether price is moving directional, you can still make a lot of profit trading both of those, pretty much trading those positions. And like Maddie said here, definitely got to know what you're doing. Could either make or break your account. Exactly. So that's why it's not something that I teach to you guys openly, because I know we do have a lot of beginners here. Maddie had the idea of setting up an advanced group. So, maybe at some point I'll set up an advanced group with more advanced traders here in K2. And we might just get up on sessions where I'm not really teaching or explaining anything, and I'm just taking trades so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. Because this is a strategy that you can literally apply all day. Maddie applies it 24 hours a day. He applies it during New York session, Asia session, London session, doesn't really matter. And you guys have seen Maddie. My bad, Maddie. I was going to respond to you last night, but I totally forgot. So you can see Maddie, he's trading all day and he's locking in a ton of profits. He's funded now on FTMO. He's also funded on MFF because he's just killing it, right? They're all wins, literally. He sends me all his profits all the time, right? Passes FTMO right here. Passes MFF up here. This is his consistency. So, he passes MFF right here. So you can see he's legitimately doing really well applying these strategies here. But we'll see. So this right here, if this closes below here, this would technically be a high-low scalp. It's a little risky, but it will be a high-low scalp technically if it closes below there. But I mean, we'll see. It's kind of hard to really determine, where things are going right now because of how the market's moving. So if anyone wants to take this trade, take it. I think it's going to be a little bit risky, but if you guys want to take it, feel free. You need to close below that line, though. If it doesn't close below the line, there's no entry available. All right, so let's see what happens here. There we go. High-low scalp that is available right there. I'm in the position, so if you guys want to take it, I mean, feel free, but it's like I mentioned, it's going to be a little bit risky. So we just got that set up right there. Looks like I got in for a bit of a discount, so let's see what happens here. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else for us to look at here. Nothing really else other than, let's see. There's technically a pivot scalp that was available right here too. I didn't realize that this was a sell signal right here. I wasn't paying attention, but this right here was a sell signal for the pivot scalp strategy, and the one below here would be the high-low scalp. So they're two different strategies, but sometimes they correlate. Like you'll have a high-low and a pivot scalp that applies at the same time, and usually if that happens, it's usually a pretty good entry. That's not what we had right here, but when it does happen, we've had that before in the past, and it works very well when they line up together. So for example here, if you took this right here, this would have already been a full TP if you took that pivot scalp. So for example, look at the strategy right here, the pivot scalp strategy. You want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. You want to confirm it's below the pivots, and then you just enter right on the open of the falling candle, which would have been right there, straight full TP. Unfortunately, I missed that one, but it would have been a good one right there if we did take that one. Other than that, I don't think there's really much for us to look at here. But this right here, what I mentioned earlier, I mentioned that this was a bit of a risky trade, but there we go. It drops below. I think it's going to hit my TP. I'm going to move my stop loss in profit. So if you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, feel free. Looks like it's about to hit our TP anyway, so not really a big deal. There you go, full TP. So whoever caught that right there, full TP. And so full TP off that. And someone here was mentioning that we haven't done horns in a while. So there you go, guys. I brought the horns for like who asked that? Steven. If you guys remember, if you guys have been part of K2 for a while, we used to always play horns after we hit our TP. And Steven would always ask for the horns. So there goes your horn, Steven. TP off that. I know you caught that as well. So great work to whoever caught that there. And it's all about patience, guys, right? So I know a lot of people are probably getting nervous when it's pulling back, but we know exactly where price is going. That's why it's like, that's why sometimes like when people start messaging me, I just get a little quiet because I'm like, just relax, guys, just relax and wait for the trade to hit. And it did hit, right? So that's why I wasn't really nervous at all. I was just waiting for it to hit, and then it finally hit, and then there you go with your TP right there. So great work to whoever caught it with me. You know, I told you guys I was in it. I knew it was a risky trade, but I took it anyways. So we're going to count this trade because obviously I told you I was in it. It was in drawdown, so you guys had a lot of opportunity to enter the trade. But yeah, let me go up real quick. So Maddie just sent his profits, locked in a total of 610 today. Nice work, Maddie. So we locked in 610 off his first account. This is MFF. I can tell by the lot sizes. And then he locked in 921 off his FTMO. So great work right there. He said the spread on MFF is trash. So that's why he made smaller profit here on MFF because the spread's too wide. But over here on FTMO, perfectly fine. Did great. He said FTMO eating though. No, definitely. So Badaddy over here too. Badaddy's currently up 307 for the day. So nice work, Badaddy. Going down a little lower. Vincent over here, he said his loss was at plus 400, but it's so volatile that he closed in a minus. So he accidentally lost a trade here. You know, volatility is just too high, but he locked in a total of 1,804. Nice work, Vincent. Going down a little further, we got Eunice over here, total of 349 for the day, all wins, no losses. Great work, Eunice. And that's the key here, right, guys? I'm not here to glorify huge profits. My goal here is to glorify and commend you guys on your consistency, right? Because anyone can make big profits. Anyone can get lucky and make like, you know, a couple $1,000 off one trade. If you can make $1,000 off like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades back to back to back, that's where like the real skill shows. Because the thing is, anyone can get lucky off one trade. But if you can win almost all the time, if you know, looking at Eunice's profits here, I'll just scroll up. So here's Eunice for today, all wins. Eunice from yesterday, November 17th, all wins. Eunice from the 2nd, all wins, right? So this is what really matters, the first, all wins. Because the thing is, if you just keep winning and you don't lose, what happens? Your account just keeps growing, right? You can get lucky here and there, you know, catching those big moves. But what happens when you keep taking those risks? You end up blowing your account because you just keep taking risky trades. But if you guys know what you're doing, so like just look at Eunice here, right? Eunice is a perfect example. From October 28th, all wins. October 29th, all wins. November 1st, all wins. November 2nd, all wins. November 17th, all wins. I know he was sick during this period, so he wasn't really trading. But again, today, November 18th, all wins. So if you guys can do this, where you guys can just be consistent with your trades, there's no reason for you guys not to be profitable, right? It's literally impossible. If you guys can just win all your trades, your account will just continue to grow and compound from there. Going over here, Jay, all wins as well. Total of 1,121. Nice work, Jay. Let's see. Going over here, Lisa, currently at 1,390. Great work, Lisa. Angela over here, 567 for the day, all win. She traded GJ and US 30. Nice work, Angela. Orain over here, he looks like he has small loss right there, but pretty much all wins. Other than that, he's in profit like close to 1,000 right there. Nice work, Orain, or 700 right there. Professor over here. Wait, what happened, Professor? He had a loss. Oh, he took a buy. I don't know where you took that buy from. Yeah, Professor, I'm trying to figure out where you took that buy because I don't see any buys here throughout the chart. But I mean, it's okay. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you took the wrong trade. Because I'm just looking over here real quick, just skimming through here. I don't really see any buys that were available this morning. But I mean, it is what it is. So Professor is down right now, but it's okay. He's going to come right back. And this is key too. Key is being transparent, right? So you guys want to make sure that you guys post wins and losses, because if you guys don't post losses, you're never going to learn from them. With Professor over here, he had one loss. Well, it was like a bigger loss, but he had 2 wins here as well. So he's only down 1,000, which can be easily made. You can see each trade here he takes, he makes about 1,000. So if he has one more trade, he'll come back to break even. So it's all good, Professor. You'll be back. I'm just trying to figure out like which one did you take, but it's okay. We'll move on to the next one. Albert said, negative 400 accidentally hit my dog. came rushing in, I hit stop. So Albert here, he had some accidental losses here. He ran into his dog, it looks like, but he had a total profit of 2,824 for the day. So nice work right there, Albert. There's no other entries right here. Let me just move this lower, close this. Yeah, because we're basically only looking for sells right now. So you guys should be looking for buys at this moment. Everything's indicating a sell. But I mean, it is what it is. If you guys ran into a trade and you saw something good, you know, I'm thinking you probably took a variation somewhere over here. Professor, let me see. Now that variation would have hit full TP. Variation right here. No, that would have hit full TP too. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he said London session. Okay, so thanks for confirming, Professor. So that's where he took it. He took it during London session, which is all good. You know, it happens. All right, Jay over here currently up 1,765, 1,755. Nice work, Jay. He said he took the variation at 656. I don't know if I see. Oh, he took this one over here. Yeah, well, I wouldn't consider this a high. That's kind of risky to take that, Jay, because it would have to be an actual high, right? Like price actually has to swing. Yeah, this wouldn't be a high right here, Jay. You have to actually see price swing, right? Because right here, price came down and then it came up, but this wouldn't be considered a swing because it was literally just, it came down, went sideways and dropped, but it wasn't a high because you can see that the indicator here didn't even identify any highs at this point. But no, good work on catching the profit there. Yeah, I know it wasn't valid. You're good though, Jay. So Jay said my bad, it wasn't valid. I'm so glad that you locked in profit off that. So you're good. Yeah, I know, but it still hit. So you know, the trading gods are on your side today. Okay, so Maria over here said my big winnings play. Nice work, Maria. So Maria's currently at 20 bucks this, or I'm not sure if this is euros or what currency this is, but this is great too, right? So like what I was saying earlier, guys, consistency is key. It doesn't matter if you have a big account or a small account. Maria here has a smaller account, but she's still winning. And those profits are going to compound over time. One last person here, Vapid. So Vapid said, I need more consistency, to be honest. We have my account last week, but that's okay. Not your fault. Still learning. So Vapid over here locked in a total of 11 bucks today. So as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter how big your account is. You can be making 11 bucks. You can be making 100 bucks. You can be making 2,000 bucks. You know, profit is profit, guys. If you guys are starting small, that's okay because you'll grow that account and you'll start to trade more. You know, more later. So it's all a learning process and there's no rush. As long as you guys are consistent, you know, build a good foundation now for your trading so that when you guys do have a bigger account, you guys can go flying just like everyone else. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else right here that I'm missing. All right, other than that, I think that's it for right now. Let me go to the 3 minute. There's nothing here on the 3 minute, nothing here on the 1 minute either. Or the 10 minute, sorry. And then here on the daily, nothing there as well. So let's go back to the 1 minute over here, and then I'll take a look at the question. So here's the new low, and the high is still up there. So as you guys can see, we have a huge range right here. This range is about a distance of 100 or 1,230 pips. So this is pretty far of a range. We need to let this range tighten up first before we can start looking for some positions. I think when price comes back down, so what's probably going to happen next is price will swing up. It'll probably establish a high at some point over here, and then it'll just continue back into the range, right? But until then, we're going to be waiting for that to be established. So nothing available right now, but it will be available at some point. Other than that, let's see. Rav said he just took the variation. Rav, I don't think there's a variation right here because this wick would have to reject off that same price. So this wick was actually above it, it never came back down. I mean, if it hits, great, you know. But this is why this is a strategy that like I don't really want to teach anybody because it's too risky, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah, Rav. So glad that it hit for you. But you know, just to confirm, guys, there was no variation entry that was here. So looking at this right here, if you go a little closer, you see how the low's down here? The wick needs to reject off it. And this is what I was saying earlier, right? This is the reason why I don't want to teach people this strategy because it will hit sometimes. You'll get lucky a lot of times because the momentum's so strong. But what happens is people take shortcuts, right? Just like with Jay earlier, Jay took this as a variation, but there was no variation here. And then same, or it was up here actually. There's no variation because there was no low that was established. And then same with Rab here. Rab took this low here, but there was no variation because price never touched it below there. So as you can see, good thing Rab actually pulled out because now it's coming right back down. So yeah, and Talanji said, okay, so the rejections can't be uneven at all. No, it can't be. It has to be exactly on point. It has to be like right next to each other, like a tweezer. They call it strategy, or not that strategy, but they call that pattern a tweezer. A lot of people call it a tweezer, where basically you have two that are lined up next to each other, and it just indicates a momentum swing back to the upside. So, but you guys have to establish the lows. You can't just be like, oh, this is a low, right? Like right here, this is pending, but this isn't necessarily a low yet because the candle hasn't closed. And this is why a lot of people will either have a lot of luck using this strategy or not a lot of luck, because what happens is people try to take shortcuts. They'll see something here and they'll be like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a variation, but realistically, there's no variation there, and there's no variation here yet unless price comes down and bounces off that, right? So you guys want to be very careful with this, and this is another reason why I wouldn't teach this to you guys. There's too many ways to take a shortcut, which will in a lot of instances work, but in a lot of instances it won't work. So like for example right here, I could already see what some people are looking at. Like I can see people looking at this as a variation, and they'll just put a buy limit right there. So instead of waiting for it to reject off it, people already enter the trade before it even rejects off it. And then what happens is price just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, right? And the thing is that there's not even a low here anymore. This is now the low. So you guys want to be careful with this. If you guys do plan on applying it, it's not something I'm going to go into detail with. You know, I'll answer small questions about it, but it's not something that I'm necessarily going to establish as like, you know, an official strategy. It could be an unofficial strategy. And the reason for that is because I don't want people coming back to me complaining that they blew their account applying it incorrectly, because, you know, it's going to happen. There's always going to be people like that who just want to come and complain because they're not having the same results as everyone else. But, you know, you get what you put in, guys, right? If you practice enough and you apply the strategies and you master them, you're going to have really good results just like everyone else. However, if you're just, you know, trying to make it buy and take shortcuts and try to do the bare minimum, you know, it's not gonna it's probably not gonna work out the same way. So other than that, guys, there's no entries that are available at this point. Yeah, other than that, I don't really see anything over here. All right, so other than that, let me just scroll up real quick, see what else I missed. Lisa said, can't wait for when the short swings around. Right, Lisa? Well, we'll be waiting for that as well. Main said, hey, Sean, I just got in, missed a few messages at the breakout on the 1 minute TP, and what's the variation exactly when? So, Main, if you want to go back and rewatch the live session from yesterday and from today a little later. I'm not going to keep going over the variation because I just gave you guys a hint, and like 4 people already did it wrong. So I'm not going to explain it anymore because I don't want you guys to be taking trades here that are too risky, especially on a day like this. This is not a day to be playing around with the market, especially with this high volatility, because you can easily get caught on the wrong side if you do the variation incorrectly. But I mean, we didn't take the breakout today. So looking at the time right here at 6:30, let's see. So 6:30 was right here. We had a sell bias. Technically, this would have been the variation entry right here. I mean, not the variation, sorry, the breakout. Because we want to take the trade until 6:35. You're looking for a strong red candle. We had a sell signal here. Market open here at 6:30. This is a strong red candle, and this would have been the breakout right here. So we didn't take this trade. I didn't even mark it up, but if you were to take the breakout, it would have been right here, because we had a sell signal. We're only looking for sells with regards to the breakout, and you just want to confirm a strong red candle, right? So market open right here at 6:30. We don't count the opening candle. Or actually, I mean, we could have counted that too. So this right here was actually a strong red candle too. So you could have taken that as the breakout. Or if you waited for it, this is not a strong red candle. This isn't even a red candle. This is too weak. This is not a red candle. This is another strong red candle at 6:35. So you could have taken the breakout right here, or you could have taken the breakout right here. Reason why we didn't take it is because the fundamentals didn't really point in a direction, so it wasn't necessarily a clean entry. So that's why we didn't take the breakout. But if you did, that would have been the breakout, and that would have been the breakout too. So other than that, let me scroll down a little bit and see what else did I miss. But yeah, I mean, if you want to check out the variation, just look at the live session yesterday. I went over it in detail yesterday. Also today, if you want to go back, just go and rewind it to like 7 o'clock, like, 10 or 20 minutes back. And I was just explaining it here too, but I don't want to keep explaining it because people are getting too excited when they see this and they're not applying it properly. So I'm going to hold off on explaining this any further today. Here, let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, Maddie said, cannot take shortcuts with this at all. Way too scary. No, I agree, and that's why I don't want people to be taking it unless they like actually do it properly. B said, I'm tempted to take a buy on a small lot size and hold it till it swings back up. This drop is crazy. No, I agree too, B. What I would do is I would probably wait for this to start shifting. Currently, right now, bias is very strong for a sell. It's down 185 points, so I think it's going to keep dropping further for the rest of the session. Not for the rest of the session, but maybe until the Fed speaks. So the Fed speaks at 11 o'clock, right? So if you refresh this, the Fed is going to be speaking at 11 o'clock. They're probably going to address the market like how it's moving right now, because this drop is crazy. As you guys can see, it's not stopping. It just continues to drop further and further and further. But when the Fed speaks at 11, which is in a couple hours, they're probably going to address this and bring some good news to swing it back up. So I would probably wait a little bit. I wouldn't just enter it just yet. I would wait for it to either hit some sort of support or for the Fed to start speaking. Because the last thing you want to do is enter a buy here and just keep dropping farther and farther down. Other than that, let's see, Orion to the 10-minute daily. Let's go to the 10-minute daily. So there's no daily entry right now for the 10-minute. The daily from yesterday hit though. So if you guys took the daily yesterday, which is right here. So the daily from today didn't hit. I mean, we don't have daily from today, but the daily from yesterday hit. So this is the daily entry from yesterday. If you guys followed it yesterday, market opened here at 6:30. The sell signal came up right there. And there you go, full TP off the daily entry right there. Today, there's no daily entry yet because market opened right there, but there hasn't been a signal. This might be where you want to take the buy because you can see right here, it's starting to wick, right? So from the bottom over here, it's starting to wick from this low end. What could happen is we'll get a buy signal at some point. And then if you get a buy signal, it's going to be a daily entry. So if you take that, then it's probably going to swing all the way back up. However, I wouldn't take it even though it came up because you guys know how I trade. I don't take risky trades like that. And the thing is, fundamentals are so strong to the downside where I don't want to hop into anything on the opposite. So I'm not looking to take any buys right now. The fundamentals are way too strong down. Looking over here at retail sentiment hasn't even changed. So you can see a lot of people here haven't even hopped into the market. A lot of people are still kind of scared, I would assume, to hop into a sell, and they're just waiting for this to smoothen out. So I don't know what's happening. Let's check the stock index. So Salesforce is down 7 points now. Cisco is down almost 6 points. Goldman Sachs is down 3.5. Goldman Sachs has been having a shitty week. Like their whole week has been red. Visa is down 7 points. Walt Disney is down 3 points. Like you can see the entire index is pretty much mostly red. The only stock here that's really green is Home Depot, but that's just it. It's Home Depot. Everything else is red. Procter & Gamble is not even up 1 point. United Health is not even up 1 point. Apple is not even up 1 point. Microsoft either. So, I mean, Salesforce is taking a dump. So you can see that it's dropping just farther and farther and farther as it goes. Salesforce alone can cover Home Depot because Home Depot is only up 6 points now, which is nothing. So I would not take any buys right now, guys. Be careful if you guys are taking buys. I know a lot of you guys want to catch the bottom, but that bottom isn't established yet. So, yeah, be careful. Don't hop into anything that you guys shouldn't hop into yet. Damn, this thing is, it's a waterfall. So this thing is coming crazy right here. Talanji said, yeah, both 3-minute and 10-minute will be buys if they come. No problem, man. Sorry, I wish I could be a little more detailed with my response to you, but I just need to look out for the rest of the group here. You know, we'll probably have a mentoring session like maybe next week, and we can probably go over a little bit. But yeah, I just want to make sure that nobody here is taking anything too risky, especially right now, right? This is not the time to take a variation, because I could already see people thinking about taking variations for a buy. Don't take any variations for a buy right now. Maybe a variation for a sell, but definitely not for a buy, because this thing's dropping like crazy. So yeah, you guys got to be a little careful with that. Yeah, what a move. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said trend is too strong right now. I agree. It's way too strong. So we'll see what happens next. If we have anything, then we will take it. But we're currently right now, there's just nothing. And I wouldn't recommend anyone hop into anything right now either. It's just too risky to be getting into this stuff here. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, there really isn't much. Donnie said, gee, someone could have passed their FTMO if they stayed in the high low a few seconds ago. Oh yeah, no, definitely, Donnie, 100%. Yeah, because this high low scalp over here, well, basically the one that we took earlier. Oh, yeah, I forgot to even post that up. So here, let me do this real quick, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a little update so I can post a screenshot of my profits as well. Sorry, I totally lost track of the charts. I didn't even post up the high low entry that or did I? No, I didn't. Okay, my bad. That's that's my bad right there. So let me go and just I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. So let me just screenshot that. And this is what we'll do right here. We'll just I'll try to zoom in a little bit because it's so far off. Prices just dumped so heavy since then. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this real quick, and then I'm going to post it in the group, and I'll post my profits as well. Okay, I totally like just forgot about that. So this is gonna be the 1 minute high low, and yeah, if whoever caught the high low, if you caught that entire high low, that's a huge drop right there that you could have taken. So I posted that right there. Let me take a screenshot of my profits, and I'll send you guys my stuff as well. Oh wow, my so when I took my high low earlier, guys, there was like some slippage. So I was supposed to only make 1,500. I actually made 2,500 off that trade earlier for that high low because it dropped so heavily. Oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, nice. Well, and it's crazy in a good way, but that pretty much made my day. Awesome. Let me just show you guys. That's crazy because yeah, my TP was supposed to be set. So I'm glad that I should have just put no TP. That would have been even better. So let me just put this up right here. So I'll show you guys the difference between those. Okay, so going over here real quick, you can see my normal profits here are about 1,500, right? 1,500, 1,600. There was so much volatility earlier that when it hit it, I got 2,205. And then right here on my copier, I got 2,500. So the volatility was so high that it pushed even farther, and I made way more profit. So that's awesome. Hopefully you guys got the same thing, because that definitely made my day, because I was like, man, I missed this big drop right here, but I'm currently up like 5K off one trade. So not bad. All right, guys. So nice work right there amongst everyone here. Let me go and just copy this over real quick, and I'll see what everyone else locked in as well. So going over here, let's see. So Jez over here, all wins. So Jez, this is amazing right here. See, this is exactly what I like to see, consistency. So Jez took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades here, all wins, total of 185. You know, the profit might not be huge, but imagine if Jez had a bigger account, right? So Jez is trading with a small account. He only made about 50, 60 bucks per trade. If he had, you know, a bigger account, he would have had like 500 per trade or 600 per trade. He'd be in like well over, you know, almost yeah, he'd be at 1,850, or he'd be even higher actually. So, or not, nah, my math is retarded. Let me see real quick. So next 600 times 8. So he made like, he would have made like around 4,800 instead of his 185. So definitely great work right there, Jez. So as you remember, exactly what I was mentioning before, guys, it doesn't matter, right? This is your practice time. If you're making big profits or small profits, this is like your time to practice so that when you do have a bigger account, you'll be making way more profit. So great work right there, Jez. It's all about the consistency. Yeah, no, definitely, Jez. Nice work, man. Keep it up. So yeah, there's my profits right there. Let me just copy this stuff over real quick to the other groups. And we'll go back to looking for some trades. There's just no trades that are available right now. So Maddie over here too. So Maddie's currently up 1,181 off his MFF account. So nice work right there, Maddie. And then off his other account, he's currently up 874. So nice work, Maddie, across both your accounts. And these are both funded. So profit's profit, man. Keep stacking those up. Down up from Gene Vaughn over here. Gene Vaughn, are you on the live session, bro? We haven't taken any buys today. So Gene Vaughn, this is why you guys got to be on the live session, guys. And this is over here in the public chat. So I'm not sure if Gene Vaughn is here in the Telegram. I mean on the Zoom or even the YouTube. This is why it's key that you guys go onto these live sessions, because we haven't taken any buys today. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's all right, Giovanni. Even if you have these losses, I mean, you'll come back. But I don't even know where you caught these buys at, because there was no buys that were available this whole time. We've been taking sells this whole. I mean, everyone else here as well has been taking sells. So let me just ask him to. Yeah, I'm curious what he did for the day. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It is what it is, but you know, you'll bounce back, Gene Vaughn, even if you're on this live session. But yeah, I'm just curious why you took those buys, because we haven't taken any buys today at all. So all right, the new low has been established right there. Let me go over here real quick and see what else we're missing. Angela over here, she said she's done for the day, so she locked in a total of 1,074 for the day. Nice work, Angela. So keep it up. Other than that, Lisa said heading to sleep. Night all. Oh yeah, Lisa, you're back in Australia, so it's like midnight over there for you guys, I believe, or close to it. Talanji said all major cryptos have been tanking all week too. Yeah, wonder what's going on in the market. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't really matter to us, right? Even if stuff is tanking, we're still going to profit either way. So the market can tank, the market can shoot to the moon. We're still going to be trading momentum. So if we, you know, we're going to follow momentum. When we see momentum go one way or the other, we'll keep trading that direction. Right now, momentum is for a sell, but we're not necessarily looking for anything specific. We're just waiting for it to confirm an entry. So for example, here, if price ends up breaking below here in closing, then it'll be another high-low scalp, which is perfectly fine. We'll take the sell. Vice versa, if we get a you know, a high here that gets established and then price ranges for a bit and then it breaks above, then we'll take a buy. So either way, whatever the market throws at us, we'll be prepared to take a trade in either direction. So I mean, that's the good thing about how we trade here, right? We're always improvising our bias, we're always improvising our strategy, we're figuring out ways to win no matter the market conditions. So should be good, but we'll see what happens next. Let's see, Roger said, is it common that when price breaks the last level of support from a prior session like today, that there's a greater probability that price can dump further because there's less support, particularly when the fundamentals are super strong? Yeah, that's pretty common, Roger. It's similar to when we draw our liquidity zones, right? The thing with this though, Roger, that you need to keep in mind is that just because you don't see like a support over here, like, because I'm sure this is what you saw, right? You probably saw the broken support, this line right here, the Asia low, and you said you know there's no support here. But if you go far enough, like you got to go really far, but if you go far enough, here I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw this line right here because there's always going to be a support. I mean, not always, but for the most part, there's always going to be a support. So let me just go and draw a line right here. And even though we don't see the support over here, if you go far enough back, price was at that point at some point in the past, right? So this what was it was a blue line, right? Yeah, so the thing is, price has been super overextended for like the past month or so. So you can see November right here. The last time price was at that point was like back in like early November, November 3rd over here. And then you can see these rejections, right? So it's only November 18. If you go back to November 3rd, there was a support at that point, and then also over here. So the thing is, even though you didn't see a support there, you can see that it's a very strong support actually, right? Because price came over here and then it tested it a couple of times. So what happened was when price finally broke below that support, because you can see it, it's like a huge triple bottom right here, right? Rejection, rejection, rejection. When price finally broke below here, because this happened on November 2nd, and then you go to today, when price or it even tested over here. So you can see how many times price has actually tested that area. When price finally broke below it, which was like around this area here, then it finally dumped. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at this stuff. So even though you don't see something there, odds are there's probably a support there that's been tested, you know, a month ago, a week ago, a year ago, and it's just been waiting to break below that. So no, it definitely works, and your analysis is correct, and that's good that you're using that, because the more, like, you know, we've talked about this before, Roger, like the more confidences you have, the better. So the thing is, you already have a confidence where you're identifying, oh, that's you know, the price probably gonna dump at this point, but you always want to think about the worst case scenario, right? So what if price breaks below here? Where is the point where it can bounce from? So that's why you kind of want to go behind, but you probably wouldn't do that on the 1 minute. You'd go like on the 10 minute or even the hourly, right? You go on the hourly and you're like, okay, this was the support, and you can see that the support was actually tested, or you see the session, right? So we have the session. Where's the indicator at? Invite only. Yeah, so basically right here, you can see that we had the Asia low that we're both looking at, and when price broke below it, it definitely dumped, right? But you can see if you go back far enough, it was tested like way over here, November 3rd. So if you want to do that, just go on the higher time frame. You can just draw lines and see where it came, and then go back on the short time frame to see where it actually fell through from. Got the background. But yeah, this indicator helps a lot. So if you guys know how to use this indicator, this is the K2 high-low sessions indicator. This helps a lot with identifying where key prices are, just like this point right here. So no, definitely thanks for bringing that up, Roger, because I'm sure a lot of other people were thinking that as well, but they were just afraid to ask the question. So thankfully you guys have other people here who ask the questions that you guys have, because I'm sure a lot of people here have the same exact questions, but they're just afraid to ask. And it's fine, you know, if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. Like, my goal here is to help you guys out. I can literally trade on my own, but I legitimately want to help you guys out with this stuff here. And you know, this is like streamed on the YouTube as well, so like you guys don't even have to pay for anything to have your questions asked. So yeah, Roger said definitely feels like a good thing to look for the next level of support resistance when you break the last level. No, exactly, 100%, Roger, because you don't want to be like, so what happens sometimes is people get too excited, right? They see this drop and they're like, oh, price is never going to swing back up. And then look what happened here. Price came to this low, and then now it's swinging right back up. And I'm pretty sure this point was tested at some point in the past. So this is what we can do right here. I mean, you can even turn on the SR indicator to see if there's any zones down there, or you can even go on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour. So if you go on the 1 hour over here and you see this line, prices are testing around here on October 29. So you can see the bounce happen right here, exactly on October 29th. right? See all those candles right there? And it was bouncing around this area for like 6 hours. So it's a pretty strong support. And then you can see what happened with the bounce, right? When it bounced from this point, came all the way back up. So what do you think is going to happen from this point right here? Or what can possibly happen at this point right here? You can swing all the way back up. So just be careful if you guys are in these trades, or if you guys are thinking about entering these trades, because you know there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out here. So anyways, let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's delete this stuff to clean up the chart. I like having a clean chart. So as you guys can see, we now have a tighter range. And this is why it's important that you guys have the K2 indicators, because a lot of people aren't able to identify when price is ranging like this. But with the K2 indicators, it's like in front of your face. Like you can't even miss this. It's like impossible to miss. Man, I lost my pen. I'm going to clean this up right here. So let me just go back over here. I'll put the strategies right there again. All right, so like for example right here, guys, right? If you guys didn't have any indicators, it's hard for a lot of people to identify when price is ranging, right? This is like a big problem that a lot of people have. I mean, obviously you can see it now, it's obvious, but with the K2 indicators, you know, if you turn on the high-low indicator, you don't even have to think. You literally draw a line there at the high and you draw a line there at the low. And then what happens when you turn it off? You got a range that's perfectly drawn right there. So what happens with this indicator is that it acts as training wheels. It trains your eye to see what you need to see. And once you get better, so at this point, you know, what are you looking for? You're looking for price to break above and close, right? So that you can take a high-low scalp. So you guys can see that these indicators here are a huge help, especially if you don't know what to look out for. For this right here, this is going to be a high-low scalp, but I don't think I'm going to take it, guys. It's too risky. The momentum to the downside is still too strong. So technically, this would be a high-low scalp, but you know, obviously, just like I mentioned, I'm not going to take the trade. We can follow it, but I'm not going to take it myself. It's just it's like way too risky for us to take anything against a trend that's strong. So, and it's probably going to hit, but I'm not going to take that risk. Actually already hit super fast. Yeah, there you go. So as you guys can see, the strategy works perfectly fine. Whether you want to take it or not, I wouldn't take it because it's too risky, but if you guys did take it, full TP off that right there. And I was using the high-low scalp strategy right here. So basically we confirm the previous swing high right here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, this wouldn't be an entry because the first requirement wasn't met. So I wouldn't even take that even if it was a good entry. Because looking at the first requirement right here, it requires that 4 or 5 candles must pass to establish. So as you can see, the high was established right here where it was pending 1, 2, 3, 4. The candle right here broke at 4, so I wouldn't count that as the requirement being satisfied. So yeah, that's definitely not entry. Thanks, Maddie. Yeah. So actually no entry right there. This is now going to be the new high. And if the high keeps pushing higher, then the high will keep pushing higher, which is all good. All right, man. And that's why this is key that you guys are on this live session. And it's good that we're all on this live session because, for example, here, I was identifying that as a high-low scalp, but Maddie corrected me and told me that there was only 3 candles. So, you know, the community here at K2, we all want everyone to succeed. So everyone here is helping each other get better. Everyone here is looking out for each other. If, you know, if you identify a bad trade or if you identify something that doesn't fit the requirements, you're always going to have someone here to confirm that and let you guys know. So for example, if you guys are testing out this strategy, which majority of you guys are, if you guys are testing any strategy, what you guys can do is always take a screenshot. So for example, here, if you see something good, click on this camera button right here, click copy link to chart image, go to the premium group and then post your chart right there. And then when you post your chart there, you can easily ask people in the group like, hey, is this a valid entry or does this look like a good entry? That's the only way you guys will get better at this. You know, you guys gotta be involved in the community. No one here is going to judge you. No one here is going to be mad that you're asking like so many questions about a trade. It's about you learning, right? And that's what everyone's goal is here, to help each other learn. And that's pretty much what K2 has been based off. That's our foundation. You know, when we started K2 a couple years ago, that's how we grew, because we helped each other. Everyone was successful trading. You know, people branched out and started their own trading companies after joining K2, which is completely fine. But you know, everyone knows where they came from. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else. There's nothing here to take, nothing here on the 3-minute. There's technically a pending 3-minute here for the daily entry or daily scalp or whatever. But I'm probably not going to take it. You know, just like I mentioned before, I always look at my confluences. My confluences here still point towards the downside. Looks like Senator Elizabeth Warren calls on SEC to investigate Trump SPAC deal. Yeah, it's like Trump is still getting attacked, but it's okay. It's let me see what I was looking at over here. Sorry, I forgot what I was looking at. Yeah, so Trump is getting investigated again. Going back to what I was looking at, the fundamentals here are still pretty red. They're down 190 points. The index over here, I'll refresh this. This is currently all red, it seems. Yeah, it's still pretty red. The only thing that's really green here is Home Depot and United Health. It's pretty much all. Looking at IG sentiment, currently 54% in the short side. So as you guys can see, it's starting to swing to the other side, which is completely fine. If it swings too long, then that's perfectly fine. So we'll start looking for some sells. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens when price continues in that direction. But I'm looking for sells now. So if you guys are wondering what I'm looking for sells. Reason for that's because the fundamentals are currently 186 points in the red. The stock index is completely red. Retail sentiment is neutral. And yeah, there's a pending buy here off the 3-minute, but I wouldn't take it myself. Albert said they're trying to cause FUD on DWAC. And I don't even pay attention to what happens that goes on in the world, right? All I care about is if I'm winning my trades. That's the main thing. Anything could happen in the news. It could be Trump, it could be Biden, it could be Powell, it could be whoever. I don't care. Whoever wants to talk in the government can talk. All I want is for the market to be volatile. So they can go ahead and talk all they want and let market be volatile, and then we'll catch trades in either direction. So it's like a lot of people get mad when like something like that happens in the market, but I personally don't care. I don't have any political preference. I don't have any preference in any of that stuff. As long as it causes the market to move, that's great, because we shine the most when the market's moving, right? Like for example, this morning there were so many trades here that were available because the market was so volatile. So the more volatile the market, the better for us. When the market's slow, you know, it kind of sucks because there's not many trades that are available here. But if the market's moving up and down, it doesn't matter if it moves down or if it moves up. We can still find ways to make profit in the market. So, I mean, yeah, that's why it was kind of like a lot of people didn't like Trump. But when Trump was president, the market was like really fun. Like the last 2 years, market was super fun because every time Trump said something, he would spike price one way or the other. And then we can catch those moves because we trade based off momentum. Like we use the momentum indicator. So literally, let me see if I can even find something. Let's call it like on the 1 hour. And let's just clean this chart up. And I'll show you guys, like, if we go far back enough, like when Trump was president, it was like really easy to catch trades for these here. You'd have to go back a long time though. Yeah, nah, I think we have to go back like super far. I don't even remember when Trump was president. It was like 18 or something. But yeah, like I think it was around this time here, like 19, or I can't remember when I quit my job. So I remember I quit my job when Trump was president, because the market was so easy. Like you could literally buy anything and you'd make a ton of money. Or you, like right here, for example,
this is a 4-hour chart, right? So like during Trump's presidency, if he said the economy was good and you got a buy signal, look how far this thing would push. Like 20,000 pips. It's crazy. Or if he said he was arguing with China, like literally the sell signal here, you would take the sell signal and you could just write it down easily. So the market was super smooth when Trump was president. Not super smooth, but it was very volatile in a good way. So other than that, let's go back to the charts. Enough off that tangent. We'll go back to the 1 minute and see if there's anything here. Nothing here. So let me see. I'll move that high higher and move this low lower. All right, the price is currently ranging within this area right here. With no entries currently available. Dion said Trump and Twitter was a great love story. No, exactly right, Dion. Dion's been with K2 since K2 is even a company. So like Dion has been with me trading for a long time, and he's been there when the market was crazy, and he's been there when the market's been super easy to win at. I mean, it's still pretty easy now. We trade every morning and we still win pretty much every day. But yeah, like back when Trump was president, you could literally take any trade, any momentum signal, and you would make some profit one way or the other. Let's see. B said, taking this 3 minute. I'm feeling it. Pray for me. No, I think it'll come up, but we'll see. So guys, I'm not taking this 3 minute right here. The reason I'm not taking it is because the fundamentals are very strong for a sell, but B did take it, so I'll mark it up for B here. So I'm hoping it hits for you too, B. I'll be rooting for you from the sidelines over here. I'm not going to take the trade, but man, if it hits, it hits. Let's move back into profit, so you should be all right. Let's see, 3 minute daily. All right, B. So we got this running right here for you. I'm not in the position. If you guys want to take it at your own risk, though. I'm not taking it. I don't recommend anyone take it, but there's some people in the group where I tell you guys not to take a trade and you guys still take it. So if you guys want to take it, understand the risk. If you guys lose the trade, understand that you knew the risk. If you win the trade, then great, awesome. But yeah, Rab took it too. So, and I already know who took it. So I think Rab took it, and I think Rick took it too. I don't know if Rick's here, if Rick is still here. But this looks like a trade Rick would take. No, me too. So Solange said, I didn't take it, but I hope it hits it and goes back to open. Yeah, no, I agree too, Solange. I think that'd be good too if that was to happen. Let me just delete this stuff right here. Yeah, because the thing is, price hasn't gone back to opening price yet, right? It got close to it, but it didn't test it. So what might happen here is price might actually go all the way back up from here. Oh damn, Rick said he's 2K in the hole. What happened with your trades, Rick? Did you I'm curious which ones you took. I mean, it's fine, you don't have to tell us, but I'm just curious. Did you take buys or sells? Or I'm assuming you might have just chased that sell there. You might have chased the sell and then just came right back up. Or you might have caught actually everything that I see here looks like it would have hit. So like even if you took the variation right here, that would have hit full TP right there, like well over a full TP. I'm just trying to look back to see if you took any of the trades using any of the strategies and if they lost, because I'm looking back right now and all of the entries that I see using any of the K2 strategies look like they all would have hit. Like for example, right here we had the high-low scalp. Right here we have the pivot scalp, variation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything here. Everything here looks like it would have hit. I'm assuming you probably just revenge traded, Rick, or you took like your own trades, which is fine. It's cool. It happens sometimes where you just take your own trades and then you just feel the intuition, right? Which is okay because sometimes you'll take your own trades and they hit. It's just I don't think there's anything here with any of the K2 strategies that would have hit a stop loss. But it's all right. You'll bounce back, Rick. It's only 2K. It's not a big deal. I mean, you make like 6K anyways, Rick. So what's the big deal? Rick's been doing good. I don't know if you guys have been following Rick, but Rick's been doing good like this whole week. Going over to the profits over here. Rick's actually been doing pretty solid. just want to make sure there's no scammers in the group, but let me go over here real quick. So if I scroll up and I show you Rick's profits for yesterday, Rick's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, like Rick yesterday was like up 512. I swear Rick posted more profits. Oh, duh, 'cause I missed it. My bad. So yeah, Rick over here from, where's Rick at? Yesterday. So Rick was up like 6K. So, I mean, Rick's been doing good. So that 2K is probably nothing, Rick. Yeah, yesterday he locked in, 6K off that account. And then I think this is his other account, 3K. So he does pretty solid. All right, back to the chart. Sorry, guys. I just saw Maddie's message. So yeah, if this candle right here closes, this would technically be a pivot scalp. If anyone wants to, obviously if anyone wants to take it, I'm probably going to sit out the market for a little bit because the market's kind of just, it's choppy right now. And it's not even closing, so it wouldn't even be an entry. So it didn't close right there, so no entry off that. And it probably knew you were looking for that, huh, Maddie? I swear, it feels like people are listening to us sometimes when you're waiting for a trade and then literally it doesn't play out and it's like so close, but it's all good. Yeah, nice and facts. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It feels like that sometimes. Like I think it was on Monday. If you guys remember, on Monday, like we were waiting for a trade the entire day. Every time it got to the candle close, it just didn't close where it needed to. And it happened like for a good 2 or 3 hours. And we were convinced that like they knew what we were doing. Let's see, Jennifer said, does anyone have the number to the gambling hotline? Yeah, here, let me give you a Rick's phone number. Oh, man. No, but no, in all being realistic, like if you guys do have a gambling problem, the best step that you guys need to do is to take a break, just step away from the charts. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie, I used to like gamble all the time too when I first started trading. Oh, so there's a trade right here that just came up, Maddie. I'm not gonna take it. If you go out and take it, you can, but I'm just gonna watch it and I'll see what happens here. Maybe I'll enter it late. Maybe I'll put a sell stop there and I'll just catch it as it swings down, but I'm not gonna enter it just yet. It's just too risky to enter at this point because price looks like it could be shifting back to the upside. So yeah, Maddie said he's not entering either. But yeah, guys, if you guys have a problem with like over trading or revenge trading or over leveraging, what I do recommend is that you guys just step away from your charts, right? Like if you guys have one loss, just step away from your charts. That's going to help you develop your trade psychology, not to revenge trade and to not over trade, because it's a serious problem. Like even with myself before, when I was not consistent, like it's crazy. I would make so much profit from Monday to Thursday, and then on Friday I have one loss, and then I would just keep revenge trading until I ended up losing all my profits, getting near blowing my account. So from my experience, in order to overcome that problem, the gambling effect, just step away from the charts. Rick said, sorry, Jennifer, only substance abuse and suicide hotlines. Man, Rick, you're funny, dude. But yeah, no, so yeah, if you guys ever have problems with revenge trading or over trading where you guys feel like you're gambling, just step away from the charts. That's usually why I get off the live at 8, because I know myself. I'm still a gambler at heart. Like I would still gamble, but the thing is I only gamble smart now. I gamble like I'm the casino, like I have an edge in the market. So when it hits 8 o'clock, I'm usually off the screen. I'm off the screen. I go walk my dog. I go to the gym. I come back at 10. And that's why I have these marked up here, right? So that's pretty much my schedule, guys. I trade from 6:30 to 8, make my profit. From 8 to 10, I have time to walk my dog, go to the gym, do whatever I need to do, have breakfast. And then I come back at 10, I lock in a couple more trades, and then I call it a day. And then at night, sometimes I'll trade if I want to, if I need to. But for the most part, I just don't usually. Because the thing is, if like here, I'm gonna give you guys another. So if you guys are new here, or even if you guys are old here, I always give you guys this breakdown, right? Just always have a goal in mind. Like, how much money do you want to make at the end of the year? If you want to make 100,000, you just got to do the basic math, right? And you want to make 6 figures, 100,000. You divide that by 12. You divide that because there's 12 months in the year. You divide that by 4 because there's 4 weeks in the month. You divide that by shit, my bad. I accidentally did this wrong. So yeah, 100,000. So if you want to make 6 figures, you divide that by 12 months in the year. You divide that by 4 weeks in the month. And then you divide that by 5 days in a week, right? Because we're trading Monday through Friday. So we're trading 5 days a week. And if you guys are doing that, this is how much profit you need to make a day. So this is like 1 trade or 2 trades or 3 trades in the morning with us, right? So you take the morning trades. If you hit your goal, then just call it a day. Go do whatever you need to do. Come back the next day. That's your goal again. So I think that's the problem with a lot of people who are revenge trade and who treat it like gambling. What happens is they don't have a goal in mind, so they just want to keep going and going and going forever. But if you just do this daily, I mean, or you can even get even more, like you can even bump it up to have some sort of cushion. Usually I bump it up to have some sort of cushion. Like if you guys see my profits every day, my goal is technically only like a couple thousand a day. Like today I made already 5 off 1 trade, right? So I don't really need to trade anymore if I don't want to. The day before that I made like 10. So your days are going to fluctuate. Some days you'll have more trades, but you just got to know when to stop. That's the main thing here. So yeah, I just saw the messages right now. So yeah, Rick does bring up a good point. Rick said, Sean, you got to divide that by half for holidays, non-trading days, etc. I would divide it by 4 days a week, not 5, because often we do not have. No, exactly. No, you guys are right. So that's definitely right. So here, let's do this. We'll do and thanks, Peter. Peter broke it down perfectly for us. He said 4 trading days a week by 52 weeks is 208 days. So yeah, so if we do that, you have 100,000 that you want to make in a year. You divide that by 208, and there's your goal. It's not even much more than what it was before, right? If you're doing 5 days, it's 460. You subtract a day, you just got to make another $50, which is not really that much of a difference. So if you guys want to make 6 figures, that's going to be your goal, right? Make about $500 a day, and that's about it, which is very possible. If you look at everyone's profits here, everyone's making at least around that much. Like it doesn't matter if you have a big account or a small account. Angela's making 1,000 today. Maddie made 800 today, 1,000 on the other account. Jez made 185. It's very possible for you guys to do it. It's not impossible. All right, let me just delete this right here because we're not in this trade. That was just something that we were looking at. Going back to the 3-minute over here, because I did remember B still in this position. Yeah, hopefully it does swing back up. So let's see how far is it from opening price. It's got a long way, B. So you got a really long way until it reaches opening price. Price is currently right here. Opening price is about 2,080 pips away. Yeah, so about 2,000 pips. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, you got a long way to go. So hopefully it pushes up at least a fraction of that so that you can hit your TP, which I think will happen. It's just you just don't know when. You might have to wait till like 11 for when the Fed speaks, because the Fed's speaking here at 11, and it is medium news. So yeah, Fed member Evans is speaking at 11 o'clock, and it's medium, so he's probably gonna have good stuff to say. Due to speak about the current economic conditions and monetary policy at the BKD Financial Services Virtual Symposium, and it says audience questions are expected. So people are going to ask questions. He's probably going to have good responses, and then it'll probably push price to the upside. So, if your TP doesn't hit now, I would, maybe just hold on to it, because it's probably going to push up at some point at 11 when he speaks. That's why I didn't want to enter a buy right now, because it's just a little early. for me to enter anything. I want to wait for him to get closer to when he's speaking, because what could happen here is price might just range for a bit or consolidate. Usually consolidates from 8 to 9 anyways. 8 to 9, 9 to 10 consolidation. And then when he speaks at 11, you just might see a spike to the upside. So yeah, no, I hope it does hit your TPB. I think you might be the only one that's, you and a couple other people. I think you and Rav are in that buy. So yeah, we're both rooting for you. Hopefully that your trade hits, but I'm not in it. So I'm just waiting for another entry to present itself, which we currently don't have right now. Let's see. Other than that, oh, gotcha. So John said the New York Stock Exchange average about 250 trading days a year. So yeah, depending on like where you guys, you know, how many days you guys plan on trading, I think 208 would be a good, I guess, starting point, or not a starting point, but a good like gauge, because a lot of people don't trade on Fridays, including myself. I trade sometimes, but not all the time. But yeah, I don't usually trade on Fridays. So if you count just 4 days a week, that's 208 days in a year. You only need to lock in this much. So same with John over here. John just mentioned that, you know, 250 days, you just would mean you can make a lot less, like 100,000 divided by 250. You only got to make 400 a day, which is not that much, and it's very doable. Especially if you have an FTMO. So you get an FTMO, you get funded, you can easily make around like 1,000 a day, you know, even with like a 50K account. So it's very doable. It's just a matter of consistency. Rick said, I need a 20 lot. I need 20 lot a buy to open. Yeah, no, I mean, it's possible, right? It's just, you just have to wait for something good. But yeah, no, exactly. Like if you took the bot, like say if you took a sell there over 20 lot, that's crazy, right? So like you think about it right here. If you took a 20 lot and you caught that for even a 2,000 pip move, that's pretty insane, because each pip is worth 200 bucks, right? So like say for example, 200 bucks times 2,000. So that's a, no, sorry, my bad. That's 20 bucks. So if you do a 20 lots, $20 per pip. So 2,000, that's 40,000 in profit. Imagine that if you took the sell there, and then you just rode it all the way down. But you guys got to keep in mind that the move's never going to be this smooth. Like, no matter what you guys think, move's never going to be this smooth. If you guys see the moves from yesterday, that wasn't that smooth either. So like, for example, yesterday at 6:30 to 8, I mean, it does move directional, but it's never going to be that smooth. So like, depending on where your stop loss is, depending on how far you can look into the future, Rick, you should probably go see a psychic, Rick. But yeah, looking at this right here, so you guys can see that price opened here, and if you caught the sell, I mean, technically you could have caught it, had like maybe a 500 pip stop loss and then a 2 or 1,000 pip TP. Like, I mean, it doesn't move 2,000 like it did today, but you really never know when it's going to move that fast. So it's kind of hard to tell. All right, anyways, let's go back to what we were just looking at over here. Nothing here. You can see price is just ranging at this point. Not really much for us to look at or like focus on. Everything's kind of just going to the side. All right, other than that, let me see if I missed anything else over here. The Talanji said variation. Yeah, technically this would be a variation right here. But you know, like I was mentioning before, guys, I'm not taking any variations for any buys right now because the fundamentals are just too strong for a sell. Yeah, it looks like Maddie caught it. So Maddie said he got it. It already hit TP. So that thing moved pretty quick. Nice work, Maddie. Yeah, hopefully you pulled out in profit because this thing's starting to come back down. Yeah, but no, great work, guys. I mean, you know, keep it up. Whoever is taking these variations, taking these riskier trades. You guys can see the range is getting tighter. So let's check the fundamentals real quick. I might shift to from a sell to a buy, because if right now I'm not going to. It's still super red. It's 178 points in the red, so I'm not taking any buys right now until it shifts or until we get closer to 11. So let's see. But Daddy said, I'm done for the day. Up 1.7% up today. Nice work, Badad. So that's key, guys. It's really key that you guys are consistent. You guys know what your goal is for the day. Badad's he's done. He's up 1.7%, which is great. Because if you're doing, well, I know Badad has, he's funded, so he's not going to pass he's not looking to pass the challenge. But for example, if you're trying to pass a challenge, all you need to do is make about 1% a day, guys. It's not that difficult. Like, you know, if you talk about consistency, like I was discussing earlier, you can make 1% a day, trade for 10 days, and pass your FTMO like that. It's not that difficult. What the problem with most people is that they try to pass your FTMO in like one day, which is possible, but it takes on a lot of risk. So if you guys are just consistent and you use, you know, the time that's allotted for you to pass your FTMO, you know, you should have no problem, especially if you're just taking the trades on the live and using a proper lot size. So yeah, just something to, you know, obviously to keep in mind. So other than that, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Professor said calling it a day. Thanks for all you do. Definitely, Professor. So we'll see you tomorrow. Talanji said the 3-minute daily has been pretty accurate this month. I hope it hits. No, me too, Talanji. I hope it hits for everyone here, for Rav and for B, because I think you guys are the only two guys that I know who are in it right now. I'm just marking this up in case we have a high-low scalp entry right here, which is likely, but I'm probably not going to take it. It's just a little risky. Nice, Jay's in it too. All right, cool. So Jay's in the 3-minute buy as well. I know it's a little bit of a risky trade, but we do expect it to come up at some point. We just don't know when it's going to come up. So that's why I'm kind of being a little more careful when entering certain trades like this. Let's see. Let me check your question here, Jay. Jay said, how do you do a trailing stop? I keep getting out of trades too early when I'm in profit. Is it easier to do on the computer rather than the phone? Because I'm trading on the phone. So I don't know. I've never done it on the phone, Jay. So I'm not even sure how do we do it, or how do you do it? So I would say the computer, because the computer is a lot easier. You could just you know, edit your order and then set up the trailing stop. But yeah, sorry, I don't know. I don't even know how to do it on the phone. What I would recommend is ask in the group or check on the YouTube, or like just YouTube it. You know, I'll do it for you actually, because I've never done it. If I knew how to do it, I'd tell you, but I don't. But let me just pull it up. I could probably find it for you. And I'm assuming you're doing MT4 trailing stop loss, MT4 mobile. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you just go to if you go on YouTube, Jay, sorry, let me move this over. Yeah, if you go to YouTube, just type in trailing stop loss MT4 mobile, and then there's like a bunch of videos here to explain it. I've never done it before, so I don't even know how to do it. But yeah, you can check this out over here on the YouTube channel. Let's see. Rev said you can join the buy club, Sean. No, exactly. I'll be joining it eventually, Rev. I'll be waiting for it to swing above here. So if we get a high-low entry for a buy, then I'll probably take it. But I think right now I'm probably just gonna I'm gonna wait on it. We still got a couple hours till we reach 11, but I'm hoping that it pushes up with you guys here. Let me see what else I missed over here. Oh, thanks. So if you go in the group over here, Jay, Kip said you can't do trailing stop on the phone. It's a function on the MT4 computer. So I don't know. You can probably look at the YouTube videos and try it. Or I don't know. Kip said you can't do it. I have never done it, so I have no idea how to do it. But I think Kip would know, depending on, he probably uses it a lot more than me. All right, so Maddie just sent me his profits. He locked in a total of 394 for the day. And then he locked in another 1,078 right here as well. He said he's done for the day. It's time for him to go to the barber shop. So Maddie here is a barber, if you guys don't know. Maddie basically, he likes to cut hair, but he doesn't want to have to cut hair. So that's why he trades here with us. He's got 2 funded accounts. He trades with us here at K2, and then he goes into the barbershop to cut people's hair, but only people that he wants to cut, right? He doesn't cut because he needs the money. He cuts because he likes cutting. So that's what a lot of people are doing here, right? Like there's some people here who still work their jobs, just like Kip. Like Kip's one of our members here in K2. If you guys know Kip, Kip's actually a doctor. He's an oncology doctor, so a cancer doctor. He treats cancer patients, and he enjoys doing that. So he trades here, makes a lot of profit trading, and then he just goes to his job because he enjoys doing that type of work, which is great. You know, the trading here is like an escape for a lot of people. A lot of people hate their jobs, like I did when I was a lawyer. I started doing this, and this is pretty much all I do now. But yeah, definitely. So I think other than that, guys, I think that's it for the questions for the day. It's already past 8, so this is way past my trading time. It's time for me to take a break. I'm gonna go walk my dog, probably head to the gym. And yeah, I mean, pretty much just chill out until a little later. So if you guys do have questions, you know, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. I finally got through all my emails, man. I sat at my desk for like almost 8 hours yesterday. I went through over 1,000 emails, but the emails are all done. So if you guys did email me, all of your questions should have been answered already. If not, just, you know, send me another email, but I'm pretty sure I got through all of your questions. And yeah, I'm just getting everything done and set up. So if you guys do decide to trade, keep in mind that the Fed is speaking at 11. So you guys want to be a little careful around that time period. And then another Fed member daily speaking at 12:30. So pretty much all morning Fed's going to be speaking. You guys want to be a little careful. If you guys do decide to trade, make sure to move your stop loss in profit when possible. And make sure to, if you don't feel comfortable about a position, you know, lower your lot size, or just trade on a demo account so that you don't have to risk anything of your own profits. So other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys here tomorrow for the next live session, and I'll catch you guys